Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my channel. Today we will be talking about Bloxels Builder EUD, but you already know that because you looked at the thumbnail and looked at the title of the video you're watching, so good on you. Ever since I discovered Bloxels Builder, I had fallen in love with it. It's kind of like Mario Maker for those of you who knows what Mario Maker is, except you're able to build and design everything. And also you have a pew pew gun. They need to add that in Mario Maker. Bloxels Builder tried to be a game where you turn these tiny blocks, put them on the game board, and then, turn that into drawings and such. But honestly, it's much easier to do the whole thing in the app. And so Bloxels Builder realized, you know what? We're not making money off of these lovely boards that's upside down. So let's just make it so that you have to pay for it. After dabbling in the spin-off game Bloxels Builder Star Wars, they finally decided to go and do it. They made Bloxels Builder EUD, which stands for Education, and then completely deleted Bloxels Builder Normal Edition. You can't find it on the Play Store anymore. So if you haven't installed, don't uninstall it, because I'm here to argue that Bloxels Builder Original is a million times better, and not just because it's free. I'll give credit where credit's due. Bloxels Builder did a lot that I am really proud of, like say, added a million times more colors you can add into your builds, or the ability to turn checkpoints into just checkpoints instead of having to always have text in it. And especially the ability to change the character mid-game. I love that. But with all the perks, there always comes negatives. And in this case, the negatives outweigh the perks. Like, for example, they completely throw the pew pew gun out the window, which I really did not understand the reason why, and went for the more traditional approach of just jumping on the enemy's head, which, by the way, you can't configure the enemies at all anymore. You can't, except for turning them into flying enemies. You can't have enemies that shoot, you can't add brains to your enemies. No. I loved my brain boards. They also removed or completely changed the orange blocks. Before, the orange blocks worked in a way where if you shot it, it would destroy. But now the orange box happens is when you come along, instead of destroying it, you pick it up and you just carry it around with you, and then you throw it and it kills stuff. This is a very accurate illustration. The most game-changing change out there is the lack of 3D depth perception. Now, you may be scratching your head and saying,
"So what are you talking about?"
I will explain it to you. See, in the original Bloxels Builder, each item looked different. Coins sparkled and stayed out a bit, while orange, green, and pink blocks all stayed solid and all looked the same. Now, if we look at the new Bloxels Builder EUD, you'll see that all the blocks look identical, and it's impossible to tell them apart. And I just don't like that. It may make for some really cool levels, but most of the time it just gets annoying. They also completely changed all of our favorite power-ups, completely removing power-ups such as the invincibility, bomb, and shrink potion, and then completely changing power-ups like the jetpack, so instead of you only have such and such jetpack, you have a time limit, which can be totally cheesed. Or the hearts, which instead of refilling your hearts, just gives you one extra heart. Definitely one of my least favorite changes was the change to the infinity wall. Instead of being this really cool infinity wall, which Yes, it needed some slight alterations, like I would have loved there to be a search bar. Now it's nothing but a search bar, and which ones are best and such. And I really miss the feeling of being able to give people these coordinates instead of this big long number. And coordinates are a lot easier to remember than big long numbers, especially since you get to choose the coordinate. Now, if these were the only changes to Bloxels Builder EUD, I'd probably just smile and say, welcome to the family, to Bloxels Builder EUD. But then, they did the most horrendous thing I could think of. Just like its predecessor, Bloxels Builder, died. Now, what I mean by that is they took Bloxels Builder off the App Store, so you can no longer get it. But not only did they take Bloxels Builder off the App Store, but literally hundreds, thousands of hours poured into wonderful games. Like, probably thousands of hours I've spent on my own games, which they just kind of threw in the trash. They didn't even warn us. They were just like, hey, we got a new game. We don't need the old one anymore. Now, I don't know why they did that. Like, I guess they want to force people to pay for it instead of giving it for free, but I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But like every problem, there's a solution. I personally can't do anything except bring all these problems to the attention of Pixel Press and you guys. But there's something Pixel Press can do. Now, they could bring back Bloxels Builder and, like, just force people to do stuff and bring back the old accounts, but personally, I don't think they're going to do that. But here's one thing they can do. Add multiple game modes to Bloxels Builder EUD, like we already have seen in the new trailer, this really cool freeze gun. So just add multiple, like, types of gun, or types of orange blocks. Like, add different configurations, like have settings when you make the game. Do you want this game to have orange pickupable blocks or orange breakable blocks? Do you want this to be in the old Bloxel style or the new Bloxel style? Do you want there to be a pew-pew gun or no pew-pew gun? It'd be that simple. And then be able to link back to your old account and bring back your old creations and be able to play them again. Like, I'd love to let all you people to play all my lovely games that I made when I was 10 years old, and most of them I'm honestly embarrassed about. But I can't because you guys can't install. So, just message Bloxels Builder. Tell them about this problem. Link them to this video. And maybe, just maybe, they'll hear us. And they'll respond. But until then, this has been Joel. Have a wonderful day.